With us now is Josh Plasse. Welcome to the show, Josh. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
Good. So I guess birds of a feather flock together. And so your mutual friend, Andrew Gray, was on my show. And I get this really nice email that says, Donna, I think you'd love my friend, Josh. Not many actors do that in our industry. I thought that that was really wonderful that he wanted to shine a light on his friend.
I agree. I agree. He's just an amazing guy. I mean, it's it's shocking in most cases, but for Andrew, it's not. He's just he does that all the time. He goes out of his way, and I think that's why we're such good friends.
Your career, what was the start for you? You've done a lot. I was like reading your bio. I was like, oh, he does this, he does that, he does this, he does that. He does martial arts. You've done Grey's Anatomy. You're in Grownish. I mean, you've done a ton of stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. The start, man, actually is to make a very long story short. It was a fun little pilot in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Actually, it was called Company Town. Do you know who Taylor Hackford is, the director?
I know, yes, but I
Familiar
have
with this?
not met that person I haven't met them in person yet. But yes, I do know of their work.
Absolutely. So yeah, Taylor Hackford was directing a pilot in Virginia Beach, and at the time I was going to school down there, and they needed some extras to come and just be faces on the sidelines, and so I did it. And again, to make a long story short, it was an aviation pilot about the military. So he basically asked if any extras would be willing to climb up on this plane and hold themselves from something and shout some lines, and I was the only one crazy enough to do it. So I raised my hand and got bumped up to a speaking role.
A star is born, or a star was hanging, as they say, right?
Yeah,
You're hanging
something
up there,
like that.
shining bright. And then what was your next role after that? Were you finding early on gigs on your own, or did you immediately try to get an agent?
Yes, yeah, good question. So I got an agent, but it was in Virginia, so there's significantly less competition, to say the least. The next gig after that was a film that I did there, and then that very quickly took. That was called The House Behind the Wall, and that very quickly turned around and brought me out to Los Angeles. I did that film, and some of the filmmakers there basically said that I had something and I should go shoot my shot. So I ended up moving out here, and the rest is history. As soon as I got here, I hit the ground running with Criminal Minds. I believe Feud was next, and then American Horror Story. I can't remember, but something to that degree.
I know it just seems like it's been consistent work for you. You've been working a lot, and I guess for any actor, that's one thing that we're always looking for. We're always looking for, unless you're with a series and you're there for 10 years or something, it's like you work on something, you're a day player, and then you're wanting to get that next piece, and so forth and so on.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's hard. It really is. If you don't, like you said, if you don't hit that major series regular right off the bat, then it can be a struggle. And one of the hardest parts about that too is just economically, you know what I mean? Sometimes, even if you're booking consistent work, but they're smaller parts, ultimately when you have crazy rent like you do in Los Angeles, that's not going to pay the bills. So it takes, yeah, it really does take that first major recurring or that first major series regular to really bump yourself up and be in a place of financial stability.
And how have you been keeping yourself um, thriving right now? Like, are you getting together and are you writing parts for your friends? And how are you staying active, staying busy these days, especially because so much is going on in our world?
Yes, yeah, good question. Well, obviously, I try to take advantage of COVID, and as that's boiled down, I am in fact writing with some of my friends. Andrew will probably be one of them soon. But yeah, I have a good film that a buddy of mine wrote called Yucca Valley, which we're gearing up right now to shoot in September down in
Wonderful.
Oklahoma, where there's an yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think it's going to be an amazing experience. The script is really strong. There's an amazing tax rebate in Oklahoma, and we've got some pretty good people attached. So I'm really excited. That's sort of what I've been working on. As you can probably see behind me, my place is a madhouse of just boards and fun.
But isn't that, I think that that's the way to be, is to just stay creative, to stay in that space of always creating that next thing for ourselves, no matter where the journey takes us. What role will you be playing in this film?
Absolutely. I'll be playing Mitch Combs, so not the lead, but the second lead. Our major protagonist is a female character who we're in the process of casting very soon. So I'll be playing the second lead behind her.
And have you been studying your lines, or do you already have a heads up since you kind of helped write them?
I have, right, exactly. I wrote them, so I better hope so. But yes, I've been studying, prepping. It's been a rigorous process, honestly, and it's really cool to dive into production as well as the other two aspects of this for me, which were writing and acting, because I've been raising capital to actually make the movie happen. We've been doing location scouts down in Oklahoma and coordinating with people down there to kind of figure out what the most advantageous position is with the Oklahoma Film Commission, and just there's a lot that goes to it. So yes, in short, I have been prepping my lines, but I've been doing a lot.
It's a lot, and it's the business of show. They call it show business or whatever, and it's a business. There's a lot of elements that go into it, and a lot of collaboration and a lot of teamwork. When you're
Yes.
having moments of, because you're also an athlete, right? Do you
Some
play?
yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've played a lot of sports. Do you, in between takes and stuff, do you ever like pick up a wiffle ball bat? Or is there like fun going on, at least some behind the scenes?
During takes. I do. I still actively do a lot of sports. I don't compete anymore just because I'm not that good. But yeah, when we're on set, I try to stay active, try to stay fit. For me, I actually don't do it during the day. I'm just kind of a weirdo, and I get up very early. Like if we're shooting at 5, I get up at 4 and I go do my thing. If we're shooting at 6, I get up at 5. I always try to just give myself an hour. You know what I mean? Get a good workout in, get home, and then get to set.
Well, I'm looking forward to, maybe I'll even come down and visit you when you guys are shooting. I grew up in St. Louis,
Yeah.
Missouri. I could come, I know where Oklahoma is. Okay, Lahoma, Oklahoma. Okay. It sounds like fun. So thanks for stopping by today, and wish you continued success. And what was your part? What's the name of the part that you're playing again?
I will be Mitch Combs, and the film will
Okay.
be called You Go Back. Make sure you keep your eye out for it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Happy journeys to you until I see you in person.
Same to you, Donna. Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
Be well. Bye bye.